Barbados. Most folks jet down here for the beaches, the resorts, the all-inclusive bottomless daiquiri thing. And yeah, the beaches are postcard perfect, the water's the color of a bad travel brochure. But that's not the real Barbados, is it? Not even close. See, real life, the kind that matters, happens away from the resorts. In the kitchens where grandmothers are still stirring pots. In the rum shops where dominoes slam and stories flow like cheap rum. Today, we're ditching the tourist traps and getting down to the soul of this island. We're talking about the kind of places that don't have websites, let alone Michelin stars. These are the joints where the food's as real as the people, where the flavors hit you harder than a shot of Mount Gay eclipse. We're talking 5 hidden food gems, the kind of places only locals know about. Buckle up, kids, it's gonna be a bumpy, delicious ride. Dawn in Speightstown. The sun's just starting to burn off the night's humidity, casting a golden glow on the pastel-colored buildings. You can practically smell the salt air, mixed with the scent of wood smoke and something delicious cooking. This ain't no tourist trap, this is Church Street. And that lime green shack with the chickens pecking around outside, that's Pat's place. Inside, Miss Pat is already hard at work, a force of nature in a floral apron, stirring a giant pot of cuckoo. This ain't your fancy molecular gastronomy bullshit. This is honest-to-goodness Bajan soul food. Cuckoo, a creamy, comforting mix of cornmeal and okra, the kind of dish that sticks to your ribs and warms you from the inside out. And what's cuckoo without its partner in crime? Flying fish, of course. This ain't some delicate pan-seared fillet, mind you. We're talking whole bone-in fish, fried to a crispy golden brown, seasoned with nothing more than salt, pepper, and maybe a whisper of Miss Pat's secret spice blend.
My grandmother taught me, good food takes time. These kids today want everything fast, but flavor? That's patience.
She shakes her head, a knowing smile spreading across her face, and patience is rewarded here. The flying fish practically melts in your mouth, the crispy skin giving way to tender, flaky flesh. The cuckoo is the perfect counterpoint, smooth, savory, and utterly addictive. You'll want to lick the plate clean, trust me. And the portions? Forget about your dainty, Instagram-worthy servings. Here at Pat's, they feed you like they feed their own family, which is to say, generously. Come hungry, friends, because Miss Pat doesn't mess around. We leave the coast behind, our trusty vehicle bouncing along the winding roads that snake through the heart of Barbados. The air gets thicker, heavier, filled with the scent of sugarcane and something a little stronger. We're heading inland, folks, to a place where the rum flows like water, and the stories are as strong as the liquor. This ain't your fancy cocktail bar with mixologists and their fancy pants bitters. This is Joe's Rum Shack, a ramshackle haven tucked away in the hills of Hillaby, a place where time seems to move a little slower, a little looser. Inside, it's a scene of beautiful chaos. Dominoes slam on weathered tables, laughter rings out, and the air is thick with the smell of rum and something vaguely medicinal. We'll get to that later. Farmers, teachers, fishermen, they all gather here at Joe's, sharing stories, debating cricket scores, and generally holding court on life, love, and everything in between. Joe himself is a legend, a man who pours rum like he's conducting a symphony, his weathered hands moving with practiced grace. For less than $5 Bajan, he'll hand you a glass of rum so potent it'll put hair on your chest. And if you're feeling adventurous, ask for the mauby. Now mauby ain't for the faint of heart. It's a bittersweet concoction brewed from the bark of a tree, the kind of drink that makes you scrunch up your face on the first sip. But like most things in life, it's an acquired taste. And once you acquire it, you'll be hooked, trust me. This isn't a bar, it's a living room. Everybody's family here, even if they're wrong about dominoes. He winks, and the room erupts in laughter once more. The first rays of dawn are just starting to paint the sky when we arrive at 6 Crossroads. The air is already thick with humidity, the promise of a scorching day hanging heavy in the air. But the heat doesn't deter the locals, who are already forming a line, their faces a mix of anticipation and hunger. They're here for one reason, and one reason only: Auntie's Conkies. Auntie's Conky Cart is a Barbados institution, a culinary landmark that's been feeding locals and in-the-know travelers for over 3 decades. There's no fancy signage, no flashing lights, just the aroma of spices, coconut, and something undeniably delicious wafting from beneath a well-worn tarp. Auntie herself is a force to be reckoned with, a woman who embodies the spirit of Barbados, strong, resilient, and full of life. Her hands, gnarled with age and experience, work with a practiced rhythm, grinding cornmeal, mixing spices, and wrapping the conky mixture in banana leaves with the precision of a surgeon. Auntie, store-bought cornmeal, tisk, no heart, no soul. And soul is what Auntie's Conkies are all about. These steamed dumplings, a Bajan delicacy traditionally made for Independence Day, are a testament to the island's history and heritage. Each bite is an explosion of flavor, the sweetness of coconut, the warmth of spices, the subtle tang of the banana leaves all blending together in perfect harmony. But be warned, Auntie's conkies are in high demand. Get here early because by 8 a.m. she's usually sold out. And the crowd? Well, let's just say you don't want to be around when the conky craving hits and there's nothing left but an empty steamer. Forget your fancy restaurants with their white tablecloths and their $10 signs. If you want to experience the true taste of Barbados, you gotta head east, my friends, to a little slice of paradise called Six Men's Bay. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting the sky in hues of orange, pink, and purple, the beach comes alive. This ain't your tourist trap fish fry with overpriced cocktails and cheesy souvenirs. This is the real deal. A weekly ritual where locals gather to grill their catch of the day, share stories, and dance the night away. The air is thick with the smell of salt water, wood smoke, and freshly grilled fish. Fishermen, their faces weathered by the sun and the sea, unload their bounty mahi-mahi, marlin, kingfish, all glistening under the setting sun. There's a certain poetry to it, a raw beauty that speaks to a way of life that's slowly disappearing. Plastic tables are set up on the sand, mismatched chairs appear as if by magic, and the sound of reggae music fills the air. This ain't no Michelin-starred restaurant, but the food, it's better, fresher, more honest. The fish, seasoned simply with salt and pepper, is grilled to perfection over open coals, the smoky flavor seeping deep into the flesh. But the real secret? The sauce. A spicy, tangy concoction made with Scotch bonnet peppers, herbs, and a whole lot of love, passed down through generations. It's the kind of sauce that makes you want to lick the plate clean, consequences be damned. Fishermen, as fishermen, tourists pay $100 for seat at table. We call it dinner. Our final stop takes us back to the hustle and bustle of Bridgetown, to a tiny bakery so unassuming you could blink and miss it. There's no fancy name, no neon signs, just a simple wooden sign that reads, Bread Box. But don't let the unassuming exterior fool you. Inside this nondescript building, magic happens. Every morning before the sun has even thought about rising, Mr. Clark fires up his wood-fired oven, the scent of burning wood filling the air with a comforting warmth. He's been baking bread here for over 4 decades, his hands, rough and calloused, working with the precision born of years of practice. The bread box is a testament to the beauty of simplicity. No croissants, no baguettes, no sourdough loaves with their fancy starters. Here, it's all about one thing, and one thing only: salt bread. Crusty on the outside, fluffy on the inside, with just the right amount of chewiness, salt bread is the backbone of the Bajan diet. It's the kind of bread that's meant to be ripped apart, shared with friends and family, and savored with every bite. Mr. Clark as Mr. Clark. The secret? Love. And don't skimp on the lard. He winks and I can't help but smile. You can taste the love in every bite of Mr. Clark's salt bread. Pair it with a slice of cheese, dip it in your morning coffee, or just eat it straight from the bag. There's no wrong way to enjoy this Bajan classic. Just be sure to get here early. By 11 a.m., the bread box is usually cleaned out, the shelves bare, the only evidence of the day's bounty, the lingering scent of yeast and wood smoke. So there you have it, folks. 5 hidden food gems, 5 glimpses into the soul of Barbados, places where the food is more than just sustenance, it's a story, a celebration of life, history, and tradition. You won't find these spots in your guidebooks, and you sure as hell won't find any Instagram influencers posing with their avocado toast here. These are the kind of places that stay with you long after you've left, the kind of places that remind you that the best experiences, the most authentic flavors are often found off the beaten path. So ditch the resorts, skip the tourist traps, and venture out into the heart of Barbados. Visit Barbados and explore these hidden food spots. For more information, check out the link in the description below.